Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So my name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my intuition with my knowledge of astrology, and that will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the upcoming full moon in the sign of Taurus, which will happen on the 15th of November 2024 at exactly 24 degrees, okay? So I'm gonna start off with what this full moon means in general. So I'm gonna focus on the astrology, and then I'm going to all the signs, and I will explain the astrology part, and also I'm going to pull a card for each and every single sign. I recommend you to watch your sun sign and your rising sign. These are most accurate, but if you want, you can also watch your moon sign because there is some accuracy there as well. Okay, that's my recommendation. So let's dive into this full moon because this is a shaky one. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you why. Because this full moon is at 24 degrees and we're going to have a conjunction with Uranus, and Uranus is retrograde and it's going to be at 25 degrees. So it's a pretty close conjunction, okay? And you know, as usual with a full moon, there's an opposition with the sun, which is in Scorpio. And these two signs are pretty persistent, right? Taurus and Scorpio are fixed signs. So it's a bit stubborn and it's not super comfortable with Uranus because Uranus is shaking things up. It's unexpected. It rules the sign of Aquarius, which is more about freedom, which is about innovation and all these kind of things. So when we have Uranus in an earth sign, and we have been seeing this for a while, right? Because Taurus is all about Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. And Uranus is shaking things up. So literally earthquakes, okay, have been happening. And this one as well could trigger another one. I always say stay safe, keep yourself informed, right? And I don't want to put more fear because I know there is so much happening in the world right now. And the last thing you need is more negativity. I do want to bring always realistic messages. So I'm trying to always put a positive twist to even the most negative situations, because I believe that through transformation we can improve. But it's good to stay informed and it's always good to prepare, and that's what astrology is about. And that's what I really love about it, because you can go with the waves, okay? So yeah, that's something. And moon is your emotions, okay? And when it's in a conjunction with Uranus, this could mean that your emotions could be a bit up and down, okay? It's gonna be like one minute you thinking about this, the next minute you could be sad, you could be happy. Uranus is a bit, it's twisting a little bit, okay? It's like, first I think this, then that, then that, then that. So there could be a lot of emotions, but at the same time, there could be a lot of ideas. So the positive side is that some people are gonna have brilliant ideas during this full moon. We also have beautiful aspects with the sun in Scorpio. It's in a trine with Neptune. And Neptune is going to still be in Pisces, but next year it will shift to Aries. Same as Saturn, but you know, these are temporary shifts. Also, Uranus is going to shift, so check my video for 2025 where you can see a lot of shifts are happening. So you can imagine that Uranus in the upcoming time is kind of not rounding up because it's still at 25 degrees, but still it's rounding up a lot of subjects related to the earth. It's shaking things up. So what do we need to do in order to live more in harmony with nature? What are our feelings about that? And we've seen, I mean, I'm in Spain, and first of all, I'm so sorry if you're in the areas that were impacted. I mean, I lived in the south, I just moved to the north, so I've had some sad messages or some people that were impacted, and it really breaks my heart to see that, right? We do have Saturn in Pisces, which is a water sign, right? So karmic lessons regarding to water. I'm not going to dive into situations why this is all happening, okay? Because on my channel, I focus more on individual growth, because I think it's more important to work on yourself no matter what happens, right? If you are strong in your energy, you can always come back and transform, come back and transform. And when you're strong in your energy and when you're waking up, you're making a huge impact. And yeah, that's gonna have, you know, ultimately it has a lot more impact. So Saturn is gonna station direct during this full moon as well. So there's going to be a little bit of a shift and it's going to move forward. So when it's retrograde, it's going back to certain subjects. So it's like going back to things that maybe you were not really seeing before, and you have to go back to that subject no matter where. So you have to check in your chart where Saturn is. It's going retrograde. So it might be in repetition with things that happened in the past, okay? So things that happened before might be coming back to show you more lessons, okay? More lessons, and you can break these cycles by dealing with it differently than you did before. So then we have Jupiter, and Jupiter is in a sextile with Chiron. And Chiron is also retrograde, because we have quite some retrogrades at this time. It's really a reflective time. And Scorpio and Taurus can really help you dive deeper, okay? It can really help you dive deeper into certain subjects that you're interested in, but also dive deeper in yourself, because that's the most important, ultimately, to have an awakening, because that's where we're going to. And when you awaken, you will be more united with your purpose and with the things that you want to do. And you know, very often people think that your purpose has to be one thing. I have many clients that come to me and say, you know, what is my purpose? Well, sometimes your purpose is experiencing more than one road, right? Could be traveling. So we cannot really judge other people with their choices, because everybody has a different path. Every soul has a different path to learn. And this is where you can see in astrology, this is actually what is, you can see that everyone's different, and then it's easier to accept other people. And it's not always easy, right? I'm struggling sometimes with that too. And then I'm realizing, hello, everyone is different. You cannot understand someone else. And I think astrology is a beautiful tool to actually understand what people go through, and also how you can get to your highest potential. So Pluto is now also at the last degree in Capricorn. So there will be a lot of changes when it comes to politics, okay? Again, I'm not really into the global astrology, but there will be a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, a lot of things that will be seen from different perspectives. Because Capricorn is really about the old system, right? Like, this is working well, why not maintain what is working? And Aquarius, just, you know, Uranus rules Aquarius. It wants to shake things up. So things need to change. We need to have a more innovative system. We need to look to the future, because Uranus is about looking to the future. So Uranus and Taurus is like, what can we do about nature? What can we do about systems? What systems are working? Taurus is about money systems, okay? So there might also be a shift with money. You might get ideas on how to make money and new ways to make money. So yeah, there are a lot of shifts that are going to happen. Then we have Venus in a square with the North Node. And Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, which is it's also quite a business sign. It's about having an overview of your money. Because the North Node is now in Aries. This is all about your leadership. This is about your individuality. So it's time to really manage your money and maybe even stand up for yourself, right? Because Venus really likes harmony, but it's in a square. And sometimes we're trying to avoid confrontation. I see this a lot with people who have that in their natal chart with the North Node in a square with Venus. Like, you don't like disharmony, so maybe you're trying to avoid certain situations. But right now you kind of have to dive deeper in the situation to maybe stand up for yourself, right? Because in order to bring harmony, sometimes things need to be out of harmony. You need to go through chaos to really get to harmony, right? So this is also what Pluto does. Pluto is shaking things up as well. So there's a lot of shifts happening also in astrology, but there will also be another layer of creativity, and the North Node is gonna come closer to Neptune. So there will be people that are going to wake up. There's going to be a huge awakening that will happen. So that's going to be super interesting to see. Mars now is in Leo, which is very nice because Leo is a fire sign, and Mars is doing, it's doing quite well in Leo, and it likes to express itself. You can find like passion in certain subjects. You know, it is in opposition with Pluto. This can be quite volatile. And with an opposition, you either go into this extreme or that extreme. So you're going into Mars or you're going into Pluto, which are both quite intense because Pluto is like Mars amplified. And it goes towards the, more manipulative part sometimes. I always say use those observation skills for the good, and that's why I make so many videos about Pluto, because Pluto is if you have a prominent Pluto, you could use it for good or you can use it for bad, and I want people to use it for good because then you can do a lot with that. Pluto is also about power, right? Like having power. So if Pluto's in Capricorn, you see a lot of power struggles with authority or authority figures, things like that. So there is a bit of an explosive energy during this day, and it's going to bring a lot of truth to the surface. Mercury is in a square with Saturn. So it might be that you're feeling all these things and you can't pinpoint it. It's hard to speak up about it because Saturn is really restricting your speech or your writing, but also it makes you think more serious and more deeply about certain subjects. So my recommendation is to write everything down, really think about what you're gonna say, and when you're gonna speak up, do it in a way that gives a lot of depth, because this is what Saturn can do. And Jupiter, I told you, is in a sextile with Chiron. So this is about healing your authenticity and the way you express yourself, the way you talk, because Jupiter is in Gemini. It's a very social sign, okay? It's not the best sign for Jupiter, but it can give a lot of ideas, a lot of overthinking, socializing too much, or maybe feeling restless, and that's why you don't want to socialize, because too much of something could lead to another thing, okay? Mercury is also in a trine with Chiron, so there's a lot of things that you want to say, so write them down, make a good argument or a good point of view so you can get your idea across. And I think I'm gonna leave it there because I could be speaking for hours and we don't have hours, right? You don't have hours, I don't have hours, so let's just start with all the signs. Let's start with Aries. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let me get it. All right. So for you, Taurus is in the second house, and it's in a conjunction with Uranus retrograde. Okay. This has to do with money. This could be money management that from something that you didn't see before, because we're still dealing with Uranus retrograde. So it could be something you've overseen, overlooked. It could be an unexpected income, because with Uranus, you cannot tell. You cannot predict. It's an unpredictable sign. You will know that if someone has a very strong Uranus in their chart, they're quite unpredictable personalities. So it might be an expense or it might be income, okay? It really depends on your chart. And it's also really related to your emotions. So how are you feeling regarding money? But also, how are you feeling regarding your self-worth when it comes to money, right? Are you really attached to money emotionally, or are you not attached? So maybe this is a time to see if money can really influence you in ways that you could get upset. Or maybe it's time to understand that money is an energy, okay? But Taurus likes a plan, so there needs to be some kind of plan. Maybe there needs to be an investment, right? Because we have the sun in the 8th house, right, in an opposition, and it's trine Neptune, and Neptune is in the 12th house. So this could also be related to a past life situation. You could also want to volunteer or donate something. Or if you're on the spiritual path, you could be doing a free reading for someone or free healing, which could actually later, or maybe you've done that in the past. And you have to understand that the Akashic records, they always record everything that you're doing. So it's not like people overlook your good deeds, okay? Because ultimately, good deeds you do for yourself. And it will be rewarded and come back to you at a time that is very unexpected, which could be this full moon, for example, okay? Pluto is in your 10th house, and it's going to really close down a huge chapter on you having to deal with authority figures, okay? You could have dealt with bosses that were very dominant, that were really telling you what to do. And maybe Pluto puts you also in a different situation usually where things are switched. So you become the boss and you might be taking over too much or be dominant because you don't want that to happen to you again. And then you have to find this midway where you're not too dominant or like letting people walk all over you. So the midway is the best way, and it's gonna be in your house, in your 11th house. So there will be more lessons towards your community, towards your friendships, and there will be some changes happening there in the upcoming years. So on the 19th of November, Pluto will be in the sign of Aquarius until 2043 or up till 2044. So that's quite some time. Jupiter in the 3rd house, it's, it could really a trip that you're making around this time, or maybe you're going to go a weekend away or you're studying, and this study or trip could really change the way you see yourself, okay? Because Chiron is in the 1st house. This is about your personality. So it can really change the way you see yourself. You're doing a lot of healing. A lot of you Aries doing a lot of healing. And that can lead to big changes, okay? Okay, I'm getting this card. Be aware of great pride. So be open to changes. I always say, the more you know what you don't know. It's like when people still think they know everything, they haven't read enough. Because ultimately, how much do we really know? Like, we know a little bit, and I love to give people information to think about, but ultimately, the truth is truth for you. So yeah, do your research. Psychic ability, trust your intuition, right? Like sometimes we don't listen to our intuition, and that could be the peacock. Like, intellectually we think something is working out, but actually intuitively, is that really the right path for you? And you're really learning how to tune into your intuition. That's been your path for quite some time, especially with Saturn there. It's also starting to shift, so you might get some intuitive insights there. You will be receiving or giving a precious gift. Look at you. And this aligns, wow, there's too much light there. That aligns really with the income or the volunteering and, the gift. And often when you give, you also give yourself a gift, because every time you're doing something or you're helping someone, that's really a gift also to you. Because if we're all one and we are being nice to nature, we're being nice to other people, we're being also nice to ourselves. So that's why we have to start with being nice with us, and then we can be nice to, everyone around us. So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for your time. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel or leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, thank you and see you next time. Let's move on to Taurus. So my lovely Taurus, this is quite a shaky time for you because it's in your sign. And this is neither positive or negative, right? But you've been working on your individuality. So you've had Uranus in your first house for quite some time. And this is really about you being a bit rebellious, maybe trying different ways of living, changing your looks, experimenting with whatever it is that you want to experiment. Right? You gave yourself the freedom to try different routes, to try different roads. And maybe you are starting to get a little bit upset or emotional about certain things because maybe slowly you're starting to think like, maybe I want to settle in one place, or maybe I want to stay with that look, or maybe I don't want to change so much anymore. And this will come up in the next few months when you're rounding up Uranus in your sign. But you're really all about this freedom and experiencing that freedom, right? And Jupiter is in your second house. And this is beautiful because you're really in a money-making cycle. Also, your sign is about money, okay? So it could be that money was a little bit coming in and out. And especially during this full moon, it really also depends on your emotions, and also because the sun is in the 7th house, right? It could be your partner that could be gifting money, or there could be an unexpected gift or something that maybe your partner has a great idea for you on how to make more money. And with Gemini in the 2nd house there, it could be that you have more than one type of income, which could help you gain more money. Venus is in the 9th house, and it's in a square with the North Node in the 12th house. So some of you maybe need a holiday, maybe you need a lot of rest, and you're trying to resist it, okay? Because it's in a square, but maybe you need to go on a trip or take a break, go to a spa and treat yourself. And you've been feeling like maybe I don't have enough money or I don't have the right time. But the North Node in the 12th house could really point out to you, Taurus, that resting is okay, because the South Node in the 6th house is gonna tell your body, like, if anything comes up with your health, it will, like, maybe you need some rest, okay? Be nice to yourself. And Mars is in your 4th house, okay? And it's in an opposition with Pluto. So watch out for disagreements with family, but also with friends. It's a bit of a volatile energy. Mercury is in the 8th house, squaring with Saturn in the 11th house, okay? So you might have some disagreements with friends. There might be some disagreements with either in the family or work. Or maybe, you bring your work home and you're a little bit upset, and that upsets the family. So it's funny because these are 200 cards, Taurus. I'm getting the moon, changes in your life, and how funny that the full moon is in your sign. And that's the beautiful thing, that I don't know how, I don't know why, but always the right cards pop out for the right, for the people that either are listening or in the readings. And I think it's something so beautiful. A position of authority. So maybe some of you need to rest because there is this position of authority coming up for you, right? And you can't be on the throne when you're tired because you will be sleeping, and maybe it's a comfortable chair to sleep in, but if you're gonna be an authority figure, you have to be awake, you have to be sharp, because maybe more people are aiming for the throne, and unfortunately that is the world we live in, right? Ideally we don't have so much competition, but there is a level of competition going on, especially during this full moon. for you, Taurus. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Maybe because you feel like if you don't do anything or work towards something, that things cannot come to you. But sometimes taking a break, taking it easy, right? You don't have to stop working. You just take it a little bit slower. Sometimes more money is coming in, right? Which is funny. Which is funny. It's the opposite. So stepping into a new experience. So you might start something new that's going to bring new opportunities to you. It could be a new partnership, business partnership, it could be a completely new job, but there are a lot of shifts happening for you. And I would say just be open, let it happen to you, let it flow to you, because this opportunity is always gonna be something that is going to ultimately bring you a positive experience of change as something you need to learn. So yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Taurus. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Taurus in your 12th house. It's in a conjunction with Uranus retrograde. Okay, and this is a bit of a restless energy when you're at home. So this could give you sleepless nights, maybe feeling these emotions going left and right, and you don't know why, because in the 12th house, it's really hard to like pinpoint your emotions. So it's gotta be like, okay, I'm feeling something, but I don't know what I'm feeling yet. Okay. At the same time, if you meditate, so in order to access your 12th house emotions, a good thing is to meditate or to do some writing, like write down the ideas, and there might be sudden wave of brilliance coming through. Okay, a new idea. Because Jupiter is in the first house, and Jupiter really wants you to step into a new experience. So the ideas that you're having right now could really lead you to something new. And the funny thing about Jupiter, which people think I'm going to be so lucky, it's going to be the best year ever. And usually it is, but we don't see it that way. Because what Jupiter does is sometimes bring you to where you need to be. And that can be very uncomfortable, okay? That can be super uncomfortable because sometimes one thing needs to go and the other thing needs to arrive. And in order to lose something, you can gain something new. And Jupiter is the planet that gives you the faith and the optimism to go through all of that. And if you're starting to control whatever outcome is going to be happening, you're not fully in the Jupiter. Then also Saturn is now stationing direct in the 10th house. So whatever happened in the workplace or wherever difficulty there is, you're now moving forward. So it could be that a solution is going to come to you, because Saturn in the 10th house could really give you like hard work. Maybe you need to work very hard. Maybe you're restricted from working. Maybe you're feeling more heavy working. And with Uranus and the full moon in the 12th house, this is also like, try to relax as much as you can, okay? Or even just be creative behind the scenes, but listen to your body, okay? It's very important to listen to your body. And also try not to bring work at home with your partner if you have a partner, because Mercury is in the 7th house and it's squaring Saturn. This could also be disagreements with business partners, so that you're maybe not on the same level with each other, which could happen. We have Mars in the 3rd house in an opposition with Pluto in the 8th house. So watch out with communication, how you bring it. So make sure to make a clear plan on how you're going to come forward with certain reactions. Also, money management, and I'm talking about insurance money or money that is not yours originally. So if there is an issue coming up, try to solve it first and then contact the organization or the person, okay? I'm getting dealing with a man and obstacles to overcome. So maybe you're this man. Maybe you're dealing with a man, okay? And there is some obstacles to overcome. And the best way to overcome obstacles is to become quiet, is to meditate, and is to take a break and then come back. Because from anger, nothing is happening. And I'm quite, for me, that works because I can be quite like steamy in the moment because of my Pluto on the ascendant. So I'm like, like very angry. And then it's like, why did I say that? That was dumb. I should wait, meditate, and come back and then talk. So I'm really working on that. And that works 99% of the time now. But there are times when maybe it doesn't. But, you know, we're humans. We all have our lessons to learn. And I want people to understand that even though you had an awakening or even though you're working on yourself, you're still human. You still make mistakes, okay? Position of authority. I got that for Taurus as well. So some of you are definitely working towards a position of authority. And it is that you can make a plan towards getting there, okay? Maybe you have to work a bit harder than usual, but Jupiter is also give you the optimism to finish your project or to finish the thing that you want to do. So that's my message for you, my lovely Geminis. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun and Rising. So for you, we have Taurus in the 11th house. And 11th house is your community, it's your friendships. And this full moon is in a conjunction with Uranus. And Uranus is out of the box friends, out of the box community. I'm not really attached to my friends, but you know, I'm just gonna experience. I want to be free. I want to try different friend groups. This is kind of the Uranian vibe, even though Taurus is different. It's very like solid, wants solid friendships. So Cancer has been, maybe you've been different with friendships. You've seen friendships differently, okay? And right now during this full moon, you might get like change a friendship or hear something from a friend unexpectedly. Maybe some friend is pregnant, maybe it's you that's gonna tell them. Okay, if you don't want to get pregnant, also be a little careful, Cancer, if you don't want to make babies right now. Yeah, then we have Mars in an opposition with Pluto. And Pluto is rounding its time up in the 7th house, okay? You've been really learning about relationships, how to, you know, the power struggles in relationships. Maybe you've been with someone more dominant. Maybe you've been the dominant one. Maybe you had to experience both sides. This is also about third parties usually, how to deal with that. Ultimately, Pluto wants you to stand up for yourself in healthy ways, and you're rounding that up. So this is good news, and it liberates you from this type of relationships, okay? Creativity. So you might be doing a workshop, doing something really creative, learning a lot from people, or people are learning from you. So it's a more open-minded time. I do feel that work could be a bit more difficult than usual because Chiron is in the 10th house, but you know you have to get through it. But Chiron is in a sextile with Jupiter, so it's very important that you take your rest, okay? That you rest, because Jupiter in the 12th house wants you to meditate, wants you to rest, wants you to take time behind the scenes to connect with yourself. Let's get you a card. Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Well, we do have Mars there in the second house. Okay, so for the ones that are going through a divorce, make sure that, or a separation, that not out of anger you're making a decision that is going very quickly, or that is, sorry, I'm looking outside because the dog is running back and forward. Like through the window, I'm seeing like running back and forward. Well, I never expected to have a dog, but we have an abandoned dog that we found. Literally came to the door almost, so yeah, like he's very cute. Anyways, so what's your money? Okay, your money, your income. Also, when it comes to spending, if you're having a lot of fun with your friends, you know, make sure that you don't overspend your money. Then I'm getting February, so some of you are born in February, and I'm talking to a Cancer rising or a Cancer moon, or February is gonna blow, because this is blowing and moving you forward. So maybe it's time to move forward, okay? Maybe you're working towards a new plan, towards something new, because Cancer next year, Jupiter is in your sign, and Jupiter loves to be in your sign, okay? So you might be making a little plan to go to the next level. So take that time, write things down, make a plan for next year. News of a birth or a new business opportunity. There you go. You're working towards something new, towards a new beginning. So don't share with too many people your plans. Do your orientations, because next year is a good year to start something new for you. That's my message for you, my amazing Cancer. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below if you want to let me know your plans for this month. I'm curious to hear from you. Thank you so much, and until next time, let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Taurus in your 10th house. This is all about your public image. And with Uranus in the 10th house, a lot of you Leos, you have either experimented with different type of jobs, right? Like, I want to try this, I want to try that. Trying different ways. It could also be that you have a business and you're trying different ways on promoting that business, right? And Uranus is really keen on like different type of ways, like innovative ways, like social media, or some of you are working in science, but everything that is free gives you a lot of freedom, is very soothing to you. But yeah, some emotions might be coming up, and that could be related to either having a lot of ideas, could be that maybe there's something at home happening and you're bringing your emotions to work. So around this time, just be aware that your emotions are more up and down and you cannot really pinpoint them, because Uranus is like going back and forward. So yeah, take your time, rest, because Mars is also at 3 degrees in your sign, so giving you a lot of energy, and it's in an opposition with Pluto. So it's a lot of energy. This could be really well spent in the gym, okay? Because otherwise it might be like anger, stuff like that. Yeah, the planets are pretty spread, right? Because we have Mercury in Sagittarius in a square with Saturn, which is going to station direct, okay? So that could be, if you're going through divorce, or you're talking about children, or division of money, those subjects could be coming up. But also it's really wise to not make any big investments when it comes to money on this day, on this full moon. All right. So we have discord among friends and family, okay? So this is more about maybe some upsets that have happened, and we learn. I know it's really annoying, but yeah, we learn through struggles. Jupiter in the 11th house does say that you can go to your friends, you can meet a lot of new friends as well, and social, it's a planet that wants you to have fun. So Jupiter in the 11th house wants you to have some fun, okay? So I'm not saying distract yourself with fun stuff so you avoid your emotions, but you could go and really focus on the positive things in your life and focus on the friends that are really there for you. I'm getting you're on the right path regarding some aspects of your life, right? I'm seeing a very goal-oriented person, someone that's really going after what it is that they want. Get back to the basics. And sometimes we think too big and we want too many things at the same time. And you know, when we want too many things at the same time, we lose focus and it's really hard to finish something, okay? And these lessons might be coming up that you need to choose something. You need to choose a direction or two directions, because 3 or 4 might be more difficult. Okay, someone is working against you. Okay, so keep your eyes open. Pluto is in the 6th house. Could be that some of your colleagues, or you know, there could be a little dispute happening. Or if you bring some conversations to work, like this full moon is not really the best time to open up about certain situations, okay? So keep it to yourself for now until the right timing. So that's my message for you, my amazing Leos. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in Taurus in the 9th house, right? And it could be making a beautiful trine with your sun, moon, or rising, depending on the degree, especially if you're 24 degree. So this is about traveling. So some of you are making a sudden travel, you know, suddenly making a travel. You could be going back to a place where you've been before, because we do have Uranus retrograde, or it's a place that you always wanted to go to and it's suddenly just happening, right? Watch out with spending money, because the South Node in the 2nd house is kind of draining your money. And then we also have Chiron in the 8th house that, you know, is also making you feel like money is going out. However, the best thing is right now, Jupiter is in the 10th house. Work is looking pretty good for you, especially if you're a Virgo rising. You could be getting so many good opportunities right now. So make sure to apply for jobs, to look around, or to start your business. And that could definitely heal your money situation, because very soon in January, your end of January, the South Node is going to be in Virgo. Okay, it's going to be out of your 2nd house, which is very, very positive. So let's get you a card. We have Saturn in a square with Mercury. Mercury is in the 4th house, related to houses, family, all these kind of things. And there might be some difficulty between your family and your partner. So maybe some disagreement. It could be in a business partnership that there are some problems in the family, or also related to your partner and the housing situation, okay? A meeting with a stranger could be important. So especially regarding to work, there might be opportunities coming your way, or people that are gonna introduce you to other people that may be bringing you in this new career. So yeah, studying as well is really a big thing. Maybe you have an idea of something you would like to study, a sudden idea. Misunderstandings. So watch out for misunderstandings. It's not Mercury retrograde, not yet. That will come at the end of the month. But there could be some misunderstandings during this time. Then I'm getting family matters, okay? So it could be the housing situation, could be with family. Maybe they don't really understand what kind of work you're doing or how you're making your money. And they could be telling you, like, you know, you could do this, that, and that. And very often people are trying to help others according to their own experience. But if you look into the astrology, you cannot relate any situation of yours to a situation of other people. Your unluck might be others' luck, right? Pay attention to your finances. That's crazy. We just said that. but it will be okay. Okay, it's just a little while more. You have to pay attention to it, and then, you know, thrive in your job. You can get a lot better salary. So make sure to ask for a good salary, and you're gonna be all good. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, Virgo. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Taurus on the 15th of November in your 8th house. So this is related to finances. So this is more about other people's money, so third party money, like insurances, like taxes. So make sure to have a good management, and it could be unexpected money actually coming in, because Taurus is the sign of money, so it doesn't actually have to be a negative thing. It could be that there is something coming back to you from just a little good luck. Okay. Because we also have the sun in your second house. It's trine Neptune. So it could be something from work, especially if you're doing something artistic. You could be earning money through that as well. Okay, Saturn is in the 6th house. It's stationing direct. So if you're really tired or things were difficult at work, like maybe it was a bit dragging you, okay, because Saturn in the 6th house is really asking a lot from you, from your body. And also it's pointing out what you need to focus on, what is the weakness in your body, where you need to work on, because every part in your body is connected to how you're feeling internally. And you can really heal your body when you heal what is connected to that body part. Okay, you can look that up. There are different books about that. It's really interesting. And you have to rest as much as possible also. Now Jupiter in the 9th house can make you travel, so do a nice trip somewhere, going overseas even, or studying something that you were interested in for quite a while. You can start to teach. So if you're doing that on the side right now, it could be quite exhausting because you're doing other, multiple things, which is could be a bit draining, but at the same time, it's going to bring you towards a more successful path, because especially next year, your career is really going to take off. And especially for Libra rising, there could be a lot of changes happening for you. We have Mercury in the 3rd house in a square with Saturn in the 6th. So be aware with your communication, like speak up when you have to. If you're going to go on a trip, they might be sending you work. Maybe you're going to have to kindly decline, like, can someone else do that? If you can, okay? Yeah, someone is working behind you again. Yeah, someone could be working against you. This could be at work. This could be with colleagues. So make sure to stand up for yourself. Like sometimes we want harmony, and especially you, Libra, you want harmony. So you let things skip. But sometimes you cannot always let everything skip, because you're going to do all the work. And this is something that I had to learn in my spiritual journey as well. Like I was like, oh, I need to be compassionate. And I saw love in everyone, but people walked all over me. So it's not always the best place to be in. And then you learn how to be a little bit more, to have more thicker skin, to have better boundaries. And this is something you need to have when you're doing work. For example, especially with coaching, because I'm definitely getting the emails like, oh, look at my chart. I'm already doing so much for free. It's not like people think that I make so much money with YouTube. No, trust me, you're paying taxes in every country. There's nothing left. I'm really doing this to help. There's literally, if I wanted to make money, I would continue with my digital marketing agency that makes a lot more. So I got a comment like, yeah, you just want to show off yourself. And no, I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. And I want to share that with everyone. There's definitely many more ways to make so much more if I was doing it for that, or for honoring myself. I mean, I could have been just a model influencer if that was what I was after, right? Like, anyways, a goal-oriented person. So you're gonna go towards your goals, Libra. Set your goals already, prepare for the time to come. And what it is that you would like to do. If you want to launch a business, right? Look at the astrology, because next year could be a good one, especially for Libra rising. Someone new is entering your life. So very often when you make changes and you're growing and you're going towards a new direction, there are new people entering your life, and they are going to be on your vibration. They're going to come in, and you could talk about whatever your passion is, and you could grow with these people. And some people are here to stay for our whole life, and some people are here to stay in a shorter period. The more you do self-growth, the more people are gonna go, okay? It's gonna be like a cycle, people coming and going, because you're growing really quick. So your environment around you is gonna change quickly as well, okay? So be aware of that. People who are in the on a spiritual journey, they sometimes struggle with that, because why are people coming and going? Yeah, sometimes because if you're doing a lot of internal work, your outer reality is changing very quickly, okay? So yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Libras. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have Uranus and the moon, this full moon in Taurus in your 7th house. And this is all related to your partnerships, business partnerships, romantic partnerships, right? This is also about relationships. And Uranus is very unexpected, okay? So you can meet someone unexpectedly. You could maybe separate unexpectedly. I don't want you to be scared of that. When things are stable and okay, these things will not suddenly happen, okay? If you're solid, you're solid. So yeah, there could be unexpected changes. Maybe you are making decisions together that you want to do things differently, or especially if you have Uranus, because Uranus has been in your 7th house for a while. So you might have been with someone more out of the box, someone more free, someone older, someone younger, right? And there could be some judgment as well from the outside world, but you're gonna have to feel in your own emotions what is suiting you best. But during this full moon, things might be not as clear, and you might be more sudden with whatever it is that you decide, because you have Saturn also in the 5th house, okay? And it's in a square with Mercury in the 2nd. So there could be some money talks that need to be held. Like maybe you need to talk about money with your partner, with your children. If you're single, right, this could be related to money towards your hobbies. Also, if you're in a relationship, maybe your hobbies require more money, and you need to talk with yourself or with your partner or with your business partner if that is something you can spend at this time. Pluto is very close to your 4th house, the 4th house cusp. So your living situation, your family situation could be changing a lot, okay? Pluto is throwing truths, but also it's now in an opposition with Mars. Mars is in the 10th house, okay? In Leo. So make sure that you don't bring family issues to work, or work issues to your home situation. But yeah, you will have a major transformation. You might move suddenly, live in a completely different place. There could be some power struggles then with the person that are selling the house, with the people that are selling the house or renting the house. So make sure to be aware of that. But yeah, you're gonna have a lot of changes in your living situation, and maybe what you desire in a living situation, okay? Because especially if you have Aquarius on the 4th house cusp, maybe you want to live in a more community place. You want to have people around you that you resonate with. Jupiter in the 8th house, you could be lucky regarding money also, that is coming from different sources. So you got information that will help you, Okay? So maybe you need to inform more before you make certain decisions if you are planning on making a huge decision. Because this full moon is not the best to make decisions, okay? Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So, Scorpio, you are a very intuitive sign. So, do your meditation and think about what it is that is important to you before you make decisions, okay? Someone is behaving stupidly. So, this could be someone around you that maybe is distracting you, maybe is trying to, pull you in a direction that you're not comfortable with. So you're gonna have to feel in your intuition to stand up for yourself and to make the right choice for you. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So maybe someone is going to help you. Someone's going to help you make certain decisions, okay? Great worry over nothing. So maybe actually the outcome will be calmer than you thought it would be, which is, sometimes we think something is huge and then later we think like, okay, that's actually not that bad. It wasn't that bad. So, it's quite a message for me as well. It's funny. Anyway, Scorpio, thank you so much for listening. If you resonate with this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below. If this resonates with you or your plans for November, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. You have this full moon at 24 degrees in a conjunction with Uranus in your 6th house. And this has to do with your routines. So for example, you work and you really need to be in a job that gives you a lot of freedom. So maybe if you're not in that type of job, or if you're not in a situation where you have this freedom, you might be feeling a little bit of an inner explosion, and it will be felt in your body. If you are in this type of job, actually this full moon could work with you, and it could actually give you more opportunities. Could be unexpected new clients coming in, or unexpected new job that is coming in. Maybe a job that you wanted to work in for a while. So yeah, it could be actually quite positive. Saturn is going to station direct in the 4th house, and it's in a square with Mercury in the 1st. So there could be a family situation that was stagnant because Saturn was retrograde, and now you're gonna speak up or stand up for yourself, and things are starting to move again because Saturn is gonna station direct. So things are moving forward again, and the lesson that maybe came to you was there to teach you something. This could be related to your housing, your family, your ancestral patterns, ancestral lines, okay? This is a beautiful time for you to heal your family line, because we all have our own family cycles and family issues in a way, right? And some more than others. But we can heal that and we can work on that, and no matter what the outcome is, right? Because we can't always give if the other person doesn't want to heal, right? And then you have to make difficult decisions, which is not easy, right? It's not an easy decision. Then Jupiter in your 7th house, okay? So a lot of you might be, you could have met someone, thinking about getting married. So if you're single, go out and about. Chiron is in the 5th house, so maybe you're not really into the whole dating thing. So then just go out, be yourself. And the more you are connected with yourself, because Jupiter is in this sextile with Chiron, so the more you're connected to your self-expression, to yourself, your identity, which is about the 1st house in Aries, and then the 5th house is about self-expression, the more you can attract someone that's gonna be, that's gonna be resonating with you. And it is possible. You can meet someone that resonates with you. You're highly thought of, okay? So sometimes you don't even know when people admire you or admire your strength, and they do it from a distance, okay? And the more you succeed and the more you step up, the more people admire you from a distance. because they think you already get so many compliments and so many things. And actually, the most beautiful people, the most successful people don't get compliments at all. Usually, they have a lot of people that are showing, yeah, that they get a lot of envy. So maybe if that is you, Sagittarius, know that people do admire you and they see your strength, they see what you're doing. Psychic ability, trust your intuition, right? You have the sun in the 12th house, so you can really access this intuitive part of yourself. If you need to make big decisions, take your time, okay? Opportunity or windfall. So yeah, opportunities will come your way. I'm getting an older man, so maybe someone is gonna introduce you to someone that can help you, or there's gonna be some kind of teacher that can help you with your journey. Also, because we do have Pluto in an opposition with Mars, okay, close to the 3rd and 9th house. Be careful in the car. Don't go in the car angry. This is really important. So that's something that you can pay attention to. But overall, it's quite positive. There's a lot of energies happening. Go with these waves of yes, no, because that's a little bit the energy that's out there. But you could also have brilliant new ideas with work, and also look at if you're happy in the job that you're in. Okay, so that's my message for you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this channel, you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below if you want to share your plans for November and what you're doing at the moment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon at 24 degrees in your 5th house. So this will impact you even more positively as well if you have 24 degrees Sun, Moon, or Rising. But any other sign or any other degree as well, it's for you in the 5th house of romance, okay? And it's in an opposition with the sun in the 11th house. So you're gonna maybe present a hobby or a talent that you're really good at, or you're gonna tell people about it, or about an idea of something that you would like to do. Could be that you're starting with your first workshop, okay? Because Uranus is also very creative, and in the 5th house, yeah, it's it rules the 11th house, but even in the 5th house, I've seen people that are very creative with Uranus in the 5th house. So it's time to show the world what you can do. Okay, there might also be some unexpected luck coming in, like if you're doing like a little scratch card. Like, I'm not gonna recommend people to do like big lotteries, because that's not something I tell people, that they win the lottery, or they're gonna win the lottery, or there's some flies here, or something like this. I don't want to make false promises, but if you want to do something small, or you're going to follow your intuition, because your intuition goes above everything. Because I'm doing a general reading, right? And it's always more accurate when you do a private reading. So yeah, because I get people that are like, yeah, what you're saying, you could read that in a blog. But yeah, I write blogs also. So I could be behind the blog, and you're using tools. So obviously there are going to be other astrologers who predict the same dates and say the same things, because it's not something that is up from the air. It's something that we use a tool for. Anyways, you also have Venus in the 1st house, Capricorn. So it's really, you're going to be very magnetic. You're going to be drawing people to you, okay? And also this is a great time to maybe confront some situations when it comes to your family or to your housing situation, because you have the North Node there, and it's in a square with Venus, and Venus prefers to have harmony, right? And you're feeling good at the moment, and when you're feeling good, it's usually the best time to confront something. And Chiron is in the 4th house, so it could be family related, it could be housing related. Maybe you need to stand up for yourself or speak up about something, right? And your friends could definitely help you here as well. They could help you, they could give you some ideas, because the sun is also in a beautiful trine with Neptune. And Neptune is more about spirituality, so, or creative ideas that could help you. Okay. Pluto on the 19th of November is going to move out of your sign, Capricorn. So this is reason for a party, and it's not going to go back into your sign, at least not in this lifetime. So you're done with that. If you have, early degree, mid degree, you're definitely done. If you have a late degree, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, you're still going to kind of feel it, but it will stay in Aquarius up until 2044. So not coming back in your sign, which is really nice. Success assured with good plans and hard work. So you're going to work on some plans, Capricorn. And you have Jupiter in the 6th house, so you definitely attract more clients, maybe change jobs, and you can make a good plan for that. Do some planning and maybe work more with this creative abilities that you have, because people forget that Capricorns have Taurus in the 5th house. Taurus is a very creative sign, right? It's ruled by Venus. So if you have that in the 5th house, in the house of hobbies, yes, people skip Capricorns when it comes to creativity, but they can pretty much make a lot of things. I've seen some Capricorns who are amazing at making things, painting things. They have so many creative ideas, and you can also use that in the job, right? First, with your family, we just talk about it. These are 200 cards, right? And you don't pull them out for no reason. So yeah, maybe there's something that needs healing in the family. Some family affairs that need to be addressed. A long journey, either physical, mental, and it will leave you wiser in the end. So some of you, maybe it is a trip, because Saturn is going to station direct in your 3rd house. So it could be that studying feels more heavier than usual, but now you're seeing some movement there. Also, if you're traveling, it could be not as fun as maybe usually, especially if you're doing small trips, but you're going to learn a lot from these trips, right? Because Saturn is the hard teacher. It's going to teach you something. So maybe not taking for granted that if you work harder for things, you're going to take it less for granted. I'm pulling the card November. Obviously, this is for November. So yeah, this is another very synchronicity. So if you're a Capricorn rising, you could have your birthday or moon in Capricorn, you could have your birthday in November. Or November is going to be a huge changing month where you're going to change a lot of perspectives. Okay? Someone will gossip about all your secrets, so be aware who you tell your secrets to. Okay? I always say it's hard when you're very enthusiastic and you want to share your ideas with people, but make sure to share it with the right people for you that are going to be happy with your achievements. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below what your plans are, how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in Taurus at 24 degrees in your 4th house. And with Uranus there in the 4th house, it's been there for a while. It's a retrograde as well. There are some reoccurring stuff with maybe family, some unexpected changes in your living situation. So it could be ups and downs in the family, shifts happening, unexpected help needed, or that makes you feel ungrounded. Maybe one sibling is doing that, or one parent is doing that, and you're feeling like the ground is very shaky. The same thing with the housing situation. You could be moving more often, or it's an insecure situation where you live, okay? But it can also give you a lucky break, maybe a nice place. You suddenly move. Out of nowhere, you're going to move. This could be happening during this full moon as well, okay? Jupiter in the 5th house is also about creative expression. So discovering a lot about your creativity, reading books that maybe can enhance this creativity that you have. Maybe you start to write more. express yourself more, and this could also make you more attractive in love, okay? And Jupiter in the 5th house is about romance, right? This is not maybe marriage like in the 7th house, but it could start with romance, okay? You do have Mars in an opposition with Pluto, so if you are in a relationship, make sure to have good discussions, because there could be some anger, okay? Pluto is almost going in your sign. It's gonna stay there until 2044. This means that you're gonna go through a massive transformation, especially if you're an early Sun, Moon, or Rising Aquarius, okay? That's gonna transform you. Don't fear Aquarius, don't fear Pluto. Pluto is gonna bring you to the best place you can be, in the sense of you're gonna be more secure in yourself. You can develop more spiritual abilities, and also you're gonna get to know yourself, because Pluto is quite obsessive, right? It wants to get to know themselves. It wants to get to know other people. And you're gonna get more manipulative and dominant people around you to show you what is lacking in yourself. So you can learn a lot during this time. It's really good to stand up for yourself, and also know that when Pluto is going, especially over your ascendant, you can come across as more powerful, and people are gonna react to you in more extreme ways, okay? I have Pluto on my ascendant, and I can rub people the wrong way. Like, people are like, but you seem really nice, but it's something. When you have Pluto on the ascendant, you know that it can really, you're gonna be in people's wounds straight away, okay? So if you're gonna have people reacting to you differently, it's because of that. Because you're becoming more perceptive. And when you become more perceptive, you subconsciously saying things that gonna trigger people. Because it's not only transforming yourself, you're gonna transform people at the same time, okay? But don't be afraid of it. It can actually bring really good things, and it can really get you in a place where you're more confident and more secure of yourself. And some of you actually are gonna move, by the way, unexpectedly for a job during this time. You can get really creative ideas and show them to the world, or add something to what you're already doing. That's gonna be really unexpected. August. Some of you have your birthday in August, okay? If you're a rising sign Aquarius. But this could also be that you're working towards goals that maybe you expect or may to pursue in August, okay? Secret admirer, beware of self-delusion, okay? Maybe you have a secret admirer, okay? Beware of self-delusion. This is more about what you want to happen and what is really happening. Because sometimes we want person A, and person A is hard to get, which is more interesting, because Aquarius, you like a little bit of mystery, or someone who is like hard to catch. And there's maybe someone else that is interested, but is a bit boring, looks more boring, right? And this is not for everyone, but you're gonna be in this romantic cycle. So if you are looking for something serious, sometimes it's better to go for person who is into you, but that is safe, secure, and boring. And not everyone is gonna be for you, right? So you're gonna but give it a chance. Just give it a chance. I know I'm speaking to some people that are in this situation. In need of help, assistance, and guidance, okay? I feel like you're doing a lot, and Saturn is restricting money. Now it is stationing direct, so it's gonna give you a bit more a push when it comes to your money, okay? It's gonna be a little bit better. But in some cases, you can ask for help, okay? Because sometimes you want to do it yourself, you're secluding yourself, and you want to solve it on your own, but it is okay to ask for help sometimes, okay? So yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, what your plans are, how you're feeling this Pluto, if it is moving over your sun, moon, and rising, you know. And until next time. So let's move on now to Pisces. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, for you, we have this full moon in Taurus at 24 degrees in your third house. This has to do with your communication. So there could be some great ideas coming true with this full moon in a conjunction with Uranus. You might be speaking up about something. You might be publishing something very creative that you had the idea of doing that before, but maybe something was holding you back. And now you're like, you know what? I might be doing that, okay? Be aware if that's not in contradiction with your work, because we have Mars in the 6th house in opposition with Pluto, which is still in the 11th house. So it could be that your friends are telling you not to do it, or your colleagues are against what it is that you're going after. But yeah, it could be related to the publishing, but in general, just be aware with colleagues around this full moon, okay? Keep yourself in a bit of a distant side of things. So Saturn in the 1st house, it was a retrograde, so you were getting a lot of lessons, especially if you're around now, you know, it's now around 12 degrees. So if you have your sun, moon, and rising around 12 degrees, you're highly impacted by this Saturn, but it will station now direct. So things will feel a little bit more like they're moving again. There might be some solutions coming in regarding certain situations that were very stagnant. Ideas might be moving, and some of you might literally go on an unexpected trip, or you're gonna travel unexpectedly, and that's gonna really get things moving, because you might meet the right people. You might you know, read a book that's really going to inspire you, or do some kind of workshop or something you're learning that's really telling you what it is that you want to do. And, you know, even some of you would like to travel and work online or something like this. Thinking about traveling, some of you are traveling really literally to find your new home, because Jupiter is in the 4th house. So maybe you're looking for a place where you would like to live and looking for a new home. Okay, watch how we work again, because I'm also seeing that Mercury is in Sagittarius in your 10th house, and it's squaring Saturn in the 1st. Okay, so people might not appreciate your shift that you're doing. So if you can keep it to yourself until it kind of fulfills, then it's better. Someone is leaving your life, okay? So like I said, if you're changing something, it could be that things are shifting around you, but then new people will come your way. Pluto is rounding up the 11th house also. On the 19th of November, it will go into the sign of Aquarius, and it will stay there until 2044, okay? So that's a very long time. There will, you've had a lot of shifts in your friendships, and you had a lot of shifts in, in situations, right? In situations. I want to say something that I have in my mind, and then I'm talking about something else. I don't know if that ever happens to you, but it's like too many things happening at the same time in my mind. Anyways, changes in friendships, but also new friendships are coming your way. Venus is also in your 11th house, so could really point out the friends that are there for you, and that you can trust, okay? Persevere and you will overcome your problems, okay? So know that these are temporarily, okay? These are temporarily problems, and maybe these problems had to arise to make this new step, because Saturn in the 1st house is really bringing you towards a new beginning, and sometimes it's a difficult process, right? Sometimes you really have to let go of something in order to go to this new place, and it doesn't always happen overnight. That's more about, well, that happens with Uranus. Uranus in the 1st house, or Jupiter in the 1st house, but Saturn makes it slow. It's a slow decision. It's a hard decision. It's not always something that you're really comfortable with, but at the same time, it brings long-term results, Pisces. So yeah, February, Might be that your birthday is in February. Okay, or February is going to be the month that you're gonna move forward and you're gonna go a lot quicker. Okay, things might speed up for you. Time to go out and have fun, right? You have Venus in the 11th house, so maybe it's time to have some fun and to let go a little bit of all the things that you feel are holding you back, or go on that trip, unexpected trip, study something you like. Because Uranus in the 3rd house could be related to studying something out of the box, something scientific. You could be studying like numerology or astrology even. But there is something out of the box that maybe you're studying and learning and might want to pursue eventually as your ultimate career. So yeah, no matter what is happening and who are shifting around you, at some point you don't resonate always anymore with the people around you, and that's totally okay, right? That's totally fine. You'll meet people that you're gonna resonate with on the vibration that you're at in that moment. And sometimes people come back from the past, you know, they just needed to catch up, or you needed to catch up with them, and then you're all in the same vibration again. So anyways, thank you so much, Pisces, for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonated with you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.